When Pope Francis first appeared after his election in 2013, he did so in a simple white cassock with a wooden cross, a toned-down symbolic choice befitting the first Jesuit pope from an order of the church whose members take a vow of poverty. Francis was also the first pope from Latin America, celebrated for his humility and love for the people. Joining me now is James Grimaldi, executive editor of the National Catholic Reporter. James, thanks so much for being with us. In 5 years, in 10 years, what will people say about the time as pope for Pope Francis?
Well, I think he'll be remembered as the Pope who reached out to the margins of the world and the margins of the church. He really cared about migrants, the poor. As you mentioned, he was a humble man. He took on that humble look like St. Francis of Assisi, who he took his name Francis from, whose care for the poor was well known among the Catholic Church. But he also outreached, when I talk about people on the margins, those who might not have been felt welcome in the church before. He had a big, basically, ministry for LGBTQ Catholics. He did a lot to promote women in the church in terms of their leadership abilities, putting them in very key roles in the Vatican, and really fighting very hard on the point of protecting migrants, to the point that he got into spats with the Trump administration over its current immigration policy.
James, is it possible to help me to put those achievements you just discussed with respect to Pope Francis and put them on a spectrum within the Catholic Church? We hear so much about conservative, liberal, all the rest. Can you just help us understand the spectrum a little bit?
Yeah, sure, and there are nuances. It is complicated, and I've been a practicing Catholic all my life and still trying to figure it out. But I will say that he's seen as being someone who is really considered in the progressive side. That's sort of his image and his persona, which is why our readers at ncronline.org, the National Catholic Reporter, love Pope Francis. He was not so loved, frankly, by many who are considered conservative traditional Catholics, but the truth is, when it comes down to it, while he wanted to reach out to these margins and bring in all of these various constituencies, he never really actually changed the doctrine. The doctrine is essentially the same on abortion, on gay marriage, on women priests. As Nora O'Donnell broke the big story during the Synod on Synodality in the interview with Pope Francis, in which he said there won't be women priests in his papacy. So it is a nuance. It may be sort of more of a tone, really, than it is in terms of changing the lyrics. But it was huge. I think it will be how he's remembered. And also, after a lot of this, he followed Pope Benedict, but he was very big on the environment. Something else I should have mentioned, that his Laudato Si encyclical was groundbreaking.
We have about 30 seconds. A moment from his life that is most memorable to you.
Well, I have to agree, I think, with Vice President J.D. Vance, and it would be that address he gave, the homily he gave during COVID-19, when he went out there on that stage in a completely empty and vacant St. Peter's Square. I mean, it was something that gives me chills still to this day when I see it, and it was a beautiful message of reconnecting with God and telling us, yes, we would survive this. It was almost like Hollywood staged that, and that will stick with me. The other thing, maybe when he first came out onto the balcony in the loggia in St. Peter's Square, the first Jesuit pope. I was baptized by a Jesuit. I went to a Jesuit school. My son goes to a Jesuit university, and we love Jesuits. So